Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is September 19th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage World War III on the day of September 20th of 2025. Most likely commencing with a full-scale armed forces of Belarus and or Russian armed forces based attack, bombing, or invasion of multiple European Union and or NATO nations on the morning of September 20th of 2025. So exactly how this is going to play out in reality is obviously not known. Basically, there are multiple military exercises currently ongoing in the region. And so basically, Zapad 2025, which was a joint Belarus-Russian military exercise in Belarus between the dates of September 12th and September 17th, just finished, obviously, 2 days ago. And this featured 150,000 troops. The same exercise, Zapad 2021, between September 10th and September 15th of 2021, featured 200,000 military troops, 760 pieces of equipment, and 15 ships. So we have Russia basically flexing their muscles in Belarus, and then on the flip side, on the Allied or NATO side of the Russian NATO border, we have Operation Terrasis 2025, which was 10 EU nations, primarily in England, Latvia, Finland, and Norway, which is ongoing. How many troops are currently in play, or how many pieces of equipment or ships, I wasn't able to identify that. But south of that, we have Operation Iron Defender, currently ongoing in Poland with 30,000 troops on the Belarusian-Polish border. So you have 150,000 on the Belarusian side, 30,000 on the Polish side. And then in Lithuania, we have Operation Perkūno Grasmės, if I'm saying that right, 17,000 troops. And then in Latvia, we have Operation Nemēģis 2025, which is 12,000 troops massing in Latvia. So combined, we have almost 250,000 soldiers that are actively, or in the last 48 hours, on the ground performing what they call military exercises in lieu of this mass attack that's going to take place on the morning of September 20th of 2025. So this is just conjecture, but it appears that Russian and or Belarusian forces are going to go into Ukraine, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland on the morning of September 20th. And then the CIA will likely stage an alleged Russian Spetsnaz special forces related storming attack, taking the capital city of Chisinau, Moldova, Bucharest, Romania, Budapest, Hungary, Kosaki, Slovakia, Prague, Czech Republic, Tallinn, Estonia, Helsinki, Finland, Sofia, Bulgaria, and Stockholm, Sweden. And in order to basically make this appear as an organic war, there's been a number of events leading up to the date of September 20th, and these go in chronological order. Firstly, on August 31st of 2025, EU Commissioner, President of the EU Commission, the head of the European Union, Ursula von der Leyen, she was traveling to Latvia, I believe, or Lithuania, and they said that Russia jammed her GPS on her jet. And this is designed to foreshadow a Russian attack on the European Union. 9 days later, the CIA staged a drone incursion into Poland. They said that 19 Russian drones violated Polish airspace and crashed into Poland. 4 days later, on September 13th, the CIA staged a Russian drone incursion into Romania. On that same day, on the date 6 days later, on today, September 19th, European Standard Time, the CIA staged a Russian incursion into Estonia airspace. So we have Lithuania, Poland, Romania, and Estonia being violated allegedly by Russia. In reality, this is likely the work of the Israeli Air Force. And so I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Because we have roughly 250,000 troops massed on the NATO-Russia border, or the NATO Belarusian border, all the way down from Finland all the way down to Ukraine. My guess is, based off these aerial incursions, von der Leyen's jet, the drone incursions into Poland and Romania, as well as the violation of Russian jets into Estonia airspace, my guess is that on the morning of September 20th of 2025, the Israeli Air Force is going to take off from bases in Israel, and they're going to gas both sides of the border. So they're going to gas millions of Russian troops, or thousands of Russian troops, thousands of NATO troops, and kill millions of civilians. And then Russia will blame NATO for basically gassing their people, and NATO will blame Russia for gassing their people. So basically what it's going to be is a redux of the Jalalabad chemical attack that the CIA executed, allegedly conducted by Saddam Hussein's Iraqi Air Force against the Iraqi Kurds in northern Iraq. And this was back on March 16th of 1988. So this was likely executed by the Israeli Air Force as a beta test for this exact attack. And so this is going to be what do they call stratospheric injection, basically chemtrails. So it's likely going to be Israeli Air Force planes or drones, most likely drones, tanker drones that are going to fly above. They're likely stealth drones, so that it won't be detected by radar, and they're going to fly above the cloud line. It'll likely be cloudy, and they'll fly above the cloud line and then just dump hundreds of millions of gallons of chemical nerve agent, probably onto troops in Russia and troops on the NATO side of the border. Each will blame the other, and then World War III will commence on the date of September 20th. And I believe that the movie All Quiet on the Western Front is a movie about this impending attack, because if the CIA does in fact stage an Israeli chemical attack on troops, NATO and Russian troops, all will be quiet because everyone will be dead on both sides of the line. So obviously, the CIA is ramping up the rhetoric in respect to Russia, in respect to the alleged NATO allies in the region. And so some sort of major offensive is expected, most likely in the aftermath of a false flag Israeli attack on both sides, possibly targeting Russian troops, possibly targeting NATO troops. And like I said, a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland is likely going to commence in the aftermath of this attack. So obviously, if any of the aforementioned events come to fruition in reality, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Lastly, it's imperative to note that Donald J. Trump will not be alive on the morning of September 20th of 2025 should this attack commence. So upon hearing the news of this World War III commencing in Europe, Donald J. Trump is going to keel over dead, most likely courtesy of an energy weapon. This is why in his assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, they hit his ear. His ear was bandaged because he's going to hear bad news out of Europe, and then he's going to keel over and die because J.D. Vance has been selected as the future president of the United States. And this impending death of Donald J. Trump, it will likely happen prior to September 21st, when the Charlie Kirk Memorial will be held at State Farm Arena or State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. And this is a mega event with J.D. Vance, Donald J. Trump, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, etc., etc., etc. And I believe that this is going to be J.D. Vance's coming out party, and so Donald J. Trump must be neutralized prior to this event. So obviously, if that happens, I kindly ask that you also share this video. Obviously, praying for a peaceful September 20th, which is coincidentally the 139th month anniversary of Russia's first incursion into Ukraine back on February 20th of 2022. 2014. So, in the event of another Russian incursion on the date of September 20th, it would make two such events in 140 months. And then we have the 214, we have the letter X with the I in the middle, which forms the Jewish star, the Star of David, because that is going to be a false flag attack on Russia, on NATO, to start World War III on the date of September 20th, 2025. Peace.